Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's always handy to know somebody though, isn't it? Like Ken in the side chat there.
Ken's a legend. I've yet to make my way up to North Devon. I was hoping to have got up there. Well,
yeah, he's fantastic. You know,
I will. Yeah,
he's just brilliant.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm gonna second that, because last year when we went up to Scotland, you know, Graham sorted out the routes for us for the Saturday and the Sunday, and it was nice to kind of not do the whole kind of stuff that everybody else does going up to Scotland. It was nice to go and do the rides and the routes that the locals do, rather than the touristy routes. Do you know what I mean? So when we went to what was it called? Ben the Dam. What was it called? Ben Lawyers.
Lowers.
Ben
Lewers. Lowers. Yeah.
Mate, that on that Sunday, riding, we went past this lock and basically just snagged up the side of this hill to this dam, and it was the view in front of you was phenomenal, but the view behind you was just as good, because all you could see was the road zigzagging back behind you with this massive lock behind it, and you know, you just sit there and you just like, wow, wow. Yeah, and you know, and you get there, and there's only us 6 on the bikes there. There's only us 6 on the road. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, like I say, it was just brilliant when we went to the was it the Isle of Bute we went to on a Saturday?
Yep.
Again, I'd never look and think, I'll tell you what, I'm going to catch a ferry and go to the Isle of Bute. But we went over there, and again, it was absolutely stunning. Yeah. Absolutely stunning. But
what I find, like when I go out with, I mean, I've only been out a couple of times with Ken and Matt as well, but it's hard to explain to somebody who isn't a biker, or even if they are, but they haven't done any green laning before, how good it is for your head to get away into the lanes where no one else can be, like, you know, because you see views you never ever see anywhere else.
Yeah,
really, and you also get really good. You have to concentrate as well a lot more. Obviously, you have to concentrate when you're on the road anyway. But when you're off roading and the bike's bucking away, and you don't have to worry about cars or dogs or kids or anything. It's just you and your actual skill, as opposed to, you know, all your other soft skills. You know, you're just playing around, and then when you bin it, you know, you get everyone running up going, you're right, yeah, and then they go, great, I got that in video, brilliant, and you know, you get that stuck up, don't you? You know, I've still got broken ribs, but it was a laugh when I did it back in November. But you know, it's just it's being able to chat with each other and taking a piss because they've stalled 3 times on one rock, and you know, all the other kind of stuff. It's just a really good way of getting out with mates, doing something that you enjoy. Without hurting any. Well, you hurt yourself, don't you? I mean, I'm covered in bruises.
That is the problem, though, isn't it? I think as I'm getting older, you become a bit more aware that you don't bounce anymore. You're more of a fudder, aren't you? If you do come off.
Well, if you look at that video, I did bounce, didn't I?
You did, but yeah. That was the air jacket, though, wasn't it?
No. I didn't have it on for that one. For saddlebags.
This is the saddlebags ride out for those who don't.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember watching that. I was trying to find that today to find out actually. I remember your name was Centurion, but I couldn't. I don't know it was Exeter Centurion, so I'm looking for YouTube trying to find it, thinking, how does he spell it? Does he spell it differently or something? Do you know what I mean? But I couldn't. I ended up having the texture. But that was like when I come off a couple of, what was it, 6 weeks ago now, 5-6 weeks ago now. You know, and I landed. I landed hard, and like I say, you know, you kind of. Initially, I got up and I was like, "Yeah, I'm all right. You know, I got looking for I stood there. Like, where's my bike? Where's my bike? And this woman's like pointing in the front garden, like it's like. So I was like, "Oh, mate," you know. We all walked down to this front garden, picked the bike up, get it round because we couldn't get it back on because it's like quite a steep hill. Walked it round, and then, like I say, we just got the bike started, and then. I was like, right, come on, we're gonna have to sack this and we'll go somewhere else. But it was, you know, in hindsight, it was quite treacherous. In hindsight now, looking back, but yeah,
that's a shame you didn't record it,
mate. It must be. It's the only time that I've set off and I thought I'll start the vlog when everyone's there. Usually, I start it as soon as I get on the bike, and I never did.
Yeah.
But
Matt records everything, don't you, Matt? I used to, but I don't anymore. Not running 4K. I can't. Too much to sift through.
Yeah, but you just go, all right, that's me leaving the house. Cut. But I do it because that way I get to do the intro as I'm riding off. Then I just slap my hand over the camera for 10 seconds, wait for the black to come off. So that then I know that I then do a cut there. So I've got the hello, this is me, this is what I'm doing. Then I do the ride to meeting up people because I've been involved in car accidents where I've not had a camera running. So I'd rather have a camera running all the time, meet up with everyone, cut that out and just go from there. Plus I run a SD card with 10 hours worth of recording. So yeah. And it means that we get to record comedy moments like you and me going all over Cornwall trying to find saddlebags.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
I'm going to agree with this comment from Birchwood Biker saying the heavy bikes. Mate, when I first went with Carl, his name is, when I did the off-road on the BM, after 3 or 4 times of picking that up, mate, you get quite sick of it quite quickly.
Yeah.
And you're just right, I need to, you need to start learning fast. And that's when I got to the point where I was like, right, I need to buy a lighter bike just so I can pick it up myself and start again myself, because it got, but within like a couple of hours of being on the road or off road, you're picking that up 6 or 7 times. You can't pick it up on your own after the 3rd or 4th time. You just can't do it. You're absolutely shattered. And you're just like, I got to the point where I was just standing there, just waiting for him to come back. And then he just come back on his bike. He had this 690, he'd come back on his bike. All right, mate. I felt really, really bad for him, because I was like, he ain't having no day here at all. All he's doing, he's riding off, turning around, coming back, helping me put my bike on. And like, he'd ride off, open the gate so I'd have to stop because I couldn't get it started again. You know what I mean? Because it was all gravel. It was like proper big boulders and rocks and stuff like that. I just really struggled, really struggled. And you kind of look at it now, or I look at people now, people like Adam Reeman, who can actually ride off-road very well, all bikes, not just light bikes, big heavy bikes as well. And now I kind of appreciate what their skill set is now, because I'm like, after I've tried that, I ain't saying I'm a good off-roader, I'm far from it, but to learn how to ride that to a decent point where you're sliding it round corners and all the rest of it, you've got to be up there. You've got to have a really good skill set, and I'm far from that.
They're a different breed, aren't they? These people, but they've been doing it since they were tiny. That's the best way to learn off-roading, is when you're 3 or 4 years old. Get on a bike and learn then. But
yeah, I mean the only thing is, like, I spoke to a lot of people about off-road bikes before I bought one, and like the comment that keeps coming up is if you buy a 250, for example, like Birchwood Bikes saying, if you buy a 250, like for me, I've got to get to the trails. I haven't got trails round here, so I've got to ride. I've probably got to do a tank of fuel to get there, and then do whatever I've got to do, and then get home. So really, a 250 probably a big enough for me, and I don't mean big enough as in structure wise. I mean fuel tank.
It needs to get you there. Yeah.
I've got to get there, do it, and get back. I don't want to be driving around with bladders or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? But it's just it's you've got to look at it. Or for me, like I say, I don't want to be. I'm never going to get to the point where it's like, all right, I can just turn left here and we'll go over there. I'm never going to be that confident. I'm never going to be that type of rider. I just want to be more confident and have a better skill set off-road than I have at the moment. Do you know what I mean? And basically see if I like it or not, because I've got this itch about doing off-road, and you might jump on it and in 4 months' time go, I absolutely hate it. I don't like it. I fell off. I've broke my arm 4 times. I've done this and I've done that and I don't like it. So
yeah. I think that's uncommon, though. I think it's just getting started, really. You need the right bike and you need the right gear, and you need to know the right people to take you to the right places to start on, and not the sort of people that will take you, I don't know, straight to the grade 5s. You want somebody that'll help you, don't you?
Yeah.
And that's where Ken's really good. It will take me places where, you know, he knows my level, grade 1, first level. But yeah, you know, people like that is exactly who you need. Hello, Bimble. That's exactly who you need, really. To
Yeah. Like I say, this Carlo I speak to, he's a really, really good. Again, he's a bit like Birchwood Biker. He's been racing most of his life. He's been racing enduro and off roading most of his life. So he's a very, very, very good rider. But then, like I say, when I went on that, I just felt really guilty because he's just basically coming back, picking me up, riding down, opening a gate. I'm riding through the gate, falling off. He's closing the gate, riding up to me, picking me up, riding off, turning.
I know what you mean, but
back.
at the same time, for them, it's bringing somebody into it, isn't it?
Yeah,
Which
and they've all been there.
quite like doing.
It's not like you're special. You know, everyone has an off. Everyone has to pick up their bike, no matter how good they are. It's just how many times they have an off. You know, you were driving up the average.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you like, when I spoke to Danny Jubbs a couple of weeks ago, he ain't watching, but I hope you get better, mate, because he's just had an operation, so I hope you get better. But like them T7s, and even he says it's still too heavy. It's still too heavy.
They're heavy.
Yeah.
We found that, Matt, didn't we?
Yeah. So you know what you kind of want to do is you need that happy medium. You need that kind of off-road
Himalayan
bike.
450.
Well, it depends. It depends what you want to do as well. I suppose you need to realise what you want to do. Whether you want it whether you want to go green laning or off-roading. Do you know what I mean? And I suppose that's what you've got to make your mind up. Whether what you want to do.
But again, you know, going back to bikes themselves, I mean, you can get a CRF, and they're not much fun to ride on the road and the Vosges and bikes like that. But that's where for me, where the Himalayan got it so right, is that you can actually ride to the track, and then you can go onto the track. Morely on the 411, to be fair, even though it didn't have much of a ground clearance, but it was really good. Whereas the 450 that Matt's got, it's a bit more racy, Matt. Would you agree with that? It's a bit more.
Yeah. When I did that hill climb where I kind of crested and then came off, one of the instructors rode it back down off that, and he said he didn't realize just how high the first gear went. Because he said normally, you know, they were on much. I was on the heaviest bike there, and they were like, we'd have been kicking into second or third.
It's quite
way
long,
before you even needed to get out of first, because I was just going up that hill in first all the way. It's got great pull, but at the same time, it's not like when I sat on the CF450 NT and it was just twisting the throttle and it was revving, and I was like, oh, I wouldn't want to stand up on this. You know, you straight out the dealer on the 450 Himalayan. It's such a smooth power delivery. You know, I have had a couple of whiskeys on it, but you know, you're going to. But there was no need to tweak anything. It's just delivers the power. But yeah, it's got legs if I need it. You know, absolutely brilliant on the back road from Exeter to Bickley to Crediton. Brilliant road. And at the same time, though, you can take it off road and you can switch the rear ABS off, and off you go. So yeah, it's a great bike when it works.
Yeah. I mean, have you, I was saying that, have you heard about the bad news about the Himalayan gearbox? Have you guys had any issues?
No,
I have false neutrals all the time. Anyway, even on the G310 GS, I was always from first to second struggling to get from first to second. I don't know if it's a new biker thing or not, but it was always my videos quite often. You know, when I was out doing my IAM training, I'd be screaming, effing and blinding at the bike, and my observer would be like, gears again? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. At one point I got stuck in fourth on the 310 at a junction. I couldn't change down. I had to turn off, then change it all down, turn the bike back on, and go off again. So yeah, but they are built like bullets. Right now I've had the off with saddlebags. that scratched a little bit of the paint off the body armor. And then the handguards dropped, which you just tighten. Then at the TRF, I had a couple of offs. And at one point we were going over some rocks, and I hit my bash plate, came down onto one of the rocks, and it actually broke the rock. Didn't break the bike, broke the rock. We're talking a rock like that, and it took about an inch off the front of it. I haven't put that video up, but I looked at the bash plate after, and it's just a little bit dented. That was it.
There's the odd video here and there that Matt will put out where he actually stays on the bike, and that's quite a nice surprise.
That's what off-roading's about, isn't it?
Honestly,
it is, right. Yeah.
You sound like me. The amount of time my bike's on the floor, it's unreal. And you know what I mean? I don't 9 times out of 10, I don't catch it on camera. But my bike, that BM has a lie down quite often. Do you know what I mean? And they're not fast. One, they're not fast crashes, and two, 9 times out of 10, I put it on the side stand and it just falls off, or I put it on the side stand and it's standing up too straight, or something like that. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you another thing that's worth mentioning as well is that some bikes fall better than other bikes, like the BMW 1250. If you've got the crash bars, falls quite well, doesn't it?
It just lies there like that. It doesn't even fall flat.
Yes, yeah. That'll be £3,000, please. Yeah,
yeah.
And also your Himalayan, that also lies down quite well, doesn't it?
It doesn't go completely flat because of the you got the armor is about that far from the actual. Sorry, it's about that far from the actual tank, so it just doesn't go flat.
Yeah,
which is really handy. Plus,
they
added a grab handle in the middle of the bike as well, specifically for picking it up. So I think that was absolutely genius bit of marketing. It's still really heavy though. I still struggle picking that up quicker than I pick up my 310. I mean, I drop my 310ers often, but that didn't fare as well.
That's why I don't want to go out with you, Matt. I don't want to be keeping on picking up your bike all the time.
Oh, right. That's why, is it?
I must admit, when my BM went down the road, there's apart from the bit of plastic around the front shield, everything else was too bad. It's just scratches really, and I ain't really bothered about that. I ain't one of these that, as you know, I ain't one of these that keeps cleaning his bikes every time he walks in.
Battle scars.
Yeah. I actually quite like them. I used to do it when I raced. You know what I mean? I'd have a panel with it some we call it black nasty, but the black tape that you put across stuff. Do you know what I mean? Mine would be wrapped in that, and you'd get to screw it in here, and he'd go, "Have you got a new one of these?" I'm like, "No." This is it, mate. You have to type your numbers on in like blue lettering. You know what I mean? Try and put 865 in blue lettering because you've run out of letters or numbers or something. But yeah, it does. Mine's been down the road now 3 times now. Mine's been down the road and it's held up pretty well. It's
also worth mentioning as well. A lot of people go out on their own in the lanes. That's always concerning, isn't it? Because if anything happens in a lane, people don't really know where you are. You can't get the ambulance there, and if you knock yourself out or break your neck or something, you're kind of screwed, aren't you?
Yeah.
You've got to be a bit mindful of that. It's always better
sometimes
to go
though, if you've got mates that rarely go out on their bikes, green lane,
yes,
and you're just stuck on your own, aren't you, Steve?
You are, yeah. But then again, those friends do need an off-road bike, don't they?
They do, yeah. Despite the fact they're constantly getting loan bikes, the fact that they, got a garage full of bikes that just never seem to go off road is just absolutely nuts.
It's like a bloody slanging match here, isn't it? Between
yeah. We me and Danny have both had after the old Temu video that Richie Vida did that I got absolutely slated. But we bought some folding mirrors from Temu for £8, and they're actually all right. They're actually all right for £8. So yeah, it was. I wouldn't say it was worth the off to get them, but they've actually done the job. But yeah, it was too bad. It was too bad. But
it's a bit off topic, this. But my 18-year-old, he bought a code checker. One of those things you plug into cars. and it tells you the codes that are wrong and things like that.
Yeah.
He ain't got a clue about anything about mechanics or anything. Bless him. But he's going around. He's going in me van in the car, and then he doesn't know how to work it, but he just likes having it. Quite funny. Anyway, back to bikes.
Yeah, B3193 along the river team from Chadley is good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've got some good lanes down in Exeter, down in Devon, which are absolutely brilliant for just going.
I think we got 600 miles worth just in Devon. Did you know that?
Yeah. Of what? Sorry, green lanes or
of green lanes? Yeah, 600
wouldn't
miles.
surprise me. Yeah, well, the TET is 1500.
All right.
The TET Southwest, sorry, the Great Western Run. That's 1500 kilometers. That is. So I'm not sure. I think 60% of that is on lanes. I think. I'm not sure if it might be or if it's the other way. But yeah.
Good advice, Paul.
That's good advice. Yeah, I must admit, I'm going to say this because it never worked. So on my BMW, I've got the SOS switch on my BM, and Danny will vouch for this. So it never rung anybody. It never did anything.
Right.
All it was doing was making like a beeping noise constantly. So it's supposed to ring if it's gone down in a certain particular way. It's supposed to ring the emergency services. But
is that not
just as I said,
you have to pay for that though, don't you?
Is it not a subscription thing?
No, I paid for it when I had the bike.
Right.
So it was a lump sum. I think it was something like, I can't remember now. It was like 250 quid for a lifetime.
All right, not much
So,
use then.
All as long as you held the bike. So, but yeah, it never did anything. He was just bleeping and flashing at me. So needs a signal. That's pretty shit, then, ain't really? If it needs a signal, if you crash in the Andes
in the green lane, yeah,
do you know what I mean? You've screwed. Yeah, have to pay the bill. You're probably right. Yeah, but I just wanted to get done a little bit more off roading before I went to the ABR, so I could do the trials a bit more. But I think what I'm gonna do is go on the Thursday and just literally set up Thursday and just have the Thursday and probably the Friday morning and then just leave it, because once everybody else is in on that Friday,
oh, it's mental.
It's horrendous, and they've upped the tickets, are they?
I don't know. Even if I had an off-road, I wouldn't even take it off-road up there on the trails, because I don't know, maybe I would, but
yeah, they have added more tickets to the event. I think it's gone from 15 to 20. I can't quite remember. So yeah, it's upped, but that's my plan as well. Get there on the Thursday. Get out, do the beginner trail as a warm up, and then hit the 40, and then see how it goes.
Yeah,
it's a long ride up there, Matt, isn't it, on your bike?
Yeah, especially when the tail light doesn't work. Yeah.
Or has somebody got a van which should get up?
Someone's got a van, which is quite handy. Yeah.
A van that they're not using no more.
Yeah, true. Anyway, I'm off.
Yeah. But to be honest, there's me and a few lads actually going up to see Graham the end of this month, the 25th of this month, and he's sorted out again. Kindly sorted out a couple of days. We'll say, you mate. So do you want to just quickly just run through where we're going the Saturday and the Sunday, because some of the people on here might have.
Under pressure now. Day one, we are going. We've got 2 ferries to take on day one. Well, 4 on the way back, I suppose, as well. We're going to Tignabruich. Then we're going to cross to the Kintyre Peninsula to do the Kintyre 66 route. Day 2, we're going out towards Inverary. Then we're going... There's a forestry trail. It's about 12 miles long over the hills.
Nice.
And we're going over that.
Have you done these before, Graham?
No, I haven't.
All right.
It's just ones I want to do, so it's perfectly excuse for it.
I do.
Yeah, and the six lads coming on road bikes. So good luck, them lads.
It's Forestry Commission. It's just like a road. It's
gravel.
Yeah, tricky about it. And then once we get to the other side of the hills, it's Loch O. It's all tarmac again from there. Then I've got a few wee single track roads to add in there, past Fast Lane and that, where the nuclear subs are, and
Gairlochhead and all that lot. Helensburgh.
Yeah.
So we're doing that the 25th. Where are we stopping? Because I always pronounce it wrong. Is it
On
up the moor? Is it called
Up the Moor, yeah.
Up the moor?
Moor.
That's where I was. Say it.
Up the Moor.
Up the moor.
Up the mirror.
If you're from England, that's up the moor. If you're from England, that's how it's spelled. but yeah, so we're stopping there, in a little boozer there, and yeah, I've knocked up a bit of a route that we're going up, up and through the Lake District. Stop up there, have a bit of breakfast, and then just basically head up to the bottom and just ride through the bottom, straight through the middle of the Galloway Forest. Can
I just say, I've never been to Scotland. Why do you need ferries? What is it, going from island to island, or just across the?
No, that's
across
one
the country, mate. You have to go across. There's that great big river which runs from east to west. We're not joined. You zoom in on the map and have a look, and you'll see it. So you've got the bridge, you've got the Firth of Forth and that.
You're not actually going onto islands. You're going from mainland to mainland, then mainland to mainland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Come on, Trigger, switch on. Stevie, switch on, Trigger.
Go into Google Maps and look up Mull of Kintyre.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you'll see that it's all peninsulas that kind of stick down.
Yeah. Basically, instead of going round the coastal road, you just cut across.
We're cutting right across.
Basically.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, they're only 15, 20-minute ferry rides. They're not like massive, you know.
Yeah. How much does that cost, just out of interest? What, 10 quid or?
I don't know. What did we pay last year for that one to the island? That was about 14 quid or something, was it?
I was going to say about 13, 14 quid.
It was about that, yeah.
Yeah. So, like I say, if you can do that, though, at least then you can. If you went round the outskirts, that would probably be a 15, 16 hour day. But then going across the ferries probably turns into like a 10-hour day.
I try to keep them under or no more than 200 miles. So if we go the long way, it's probably going to be closer to 280, maybe 290 if we do it the other way. So
yeah, and like I say, it's nice that we're going to do this stuff that is not
mainstream.
Not mainstream, yeah. Everybody. It's you're not going up to do the NC 500 the same as everybody else.
What's that Grumpy saying? Don't go with Forest to try to do that.
I did my 850 and so unlocked the gate sometime after me. Had to call my mate to bring his angle grinder.
That'll be fun then.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Zed saying
50.
It's not bad, is it?
850. That ain't bad. 850.
850. There you go.
Me and Steve have got a standing invite from a biker friend who's up in Fife to go up, and he's offered to do us a few days of a tour. So I'm definitely going to take him up on that this year, I think. Steve, you've got fixed annual leave days now, haven't you?
Yeah, afraid so, mate. Yeah, I got 28
days.
So,
how many?
I think it's 28. I don't know. I haven't been so employed for so long. I think it's 28 days a year.
That's really good.
Is it?
That's really yeah. Average is 20 to 25. I only got 28.
When I was self-employed, I got 6 months.
Yeah.
Steve has had the last 18 months off. He don't need any more extra time now. 28 days, he's bitching about it. He's bitching about it now. I've only got 28 days for the year. Well,
it is a bit of a shocker, I must admit, not having flexible time, but needs must. I think I should just say, actually, I want to thank everybody for their support recently with my situation. I'm fine. It's not the end of the world. No one's died, but I thank you for everybody that's chipped in and for your kind words. It does mean a lot to me, that. So thank you. Onwards and upwards.
Yeah, like I say, mate, it's difficult for everybody. Not it's obviously difficult for you because obviously you've been working for yourself for so long. But what's happening with the government and the country at the moment, I think every single person is feeling the pinch. It don't matter who you are, whether
Yeah,
you're
that's
a
right, mate.
millionaire or whether you've got a multi-million-pound business, you're still going to feel some kind of pinch. So you've got to, you've at the end of the day, you've got to do what's best for you and what's best for your family. And
grit your teeth and get through it.
Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. The worst can't make you pregnant, mate. That's the saying in the army. You can't make you pregnant. So yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you. Thanks for not even trying.
I was going to say it's going to try.
That's why I was trying to get. That's why I was trying to get you drunk at the ABR. But yeah, it's just one of them, mate. It's just one of them. But it's just not nice as a mate to watch somebody go through them difficult periods.
Yeah. So yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's
how's the how much you got longer? Get me words out. How long have you got left? Not drinking challenge.
It is. I can have a drink a week on Friday. So what's that? 7, 8, 9 days.
Right. Are you kind of hanging for it, or are you?
No, not really. I've had probably 3 times where, like my night was Friday night. That's my night to sit down and have a beer and stop up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, put my music on and just sit and get drunk. That was my kind of night.
Yeah.
But I've not, like I say, I've not really missed it. I've had a couple of Friday nights where I've gone, 9 o'clock's coming. I'm like, I could do with a beer now. But then, I have a cup of coffee or I'll just go, I'm going to bed. I ain't going to sit up. I'm not going to watch the telly. I'm just going to go to bed, or I'll go walk the dog at 9 o'clock now rather than sit there.
Do you feel better in yourself at all, or have you noticed any differences? Better sleeping, or?
The only thing I will say is I'm sleeping better.
I
feel like now when I'm going to sleep, I'm still not sleeping like 10, 12 hours. I'm still only having 5, 6 hours, but it feels like I'm having 5 or 6 hours sleep.
That's good.
It don't feel like I'm waking up at I used to wake up at least 2 or 3 times during the night in that 6-hour period. Do you know what I mean? Where now I feel actually like I'm getting a good 6 hours sleep. I feel refreshed when I'm getting up. Apart from that, and this is just me, I don't really feel any different. I don't feel like I've got more energy. I don't feel like I'm thinking any straighter or swearing any less or getting less angry or nothing like that. I kind of feel like but what it's done, I think for me, because obviously I don't know whether anybody on here knew, I used to drink quite a lot. So for me, what it's done for me now is prove to myself that I've done this 100-day challenge, and now I can say, right, I'm only going to drink now on a Saturday, on a Friday. And
doesn't own you so much.
And kind of take ownership almost again of drinking almost, because like I say, I got out the army and that was the go-to. It was work hard, play hard. You worked hard and you played even harder. So when you get out the army, all I knew how to do was fight and drink. So now obviously I'm 48, so I go around scrapping people, and now I've done 100 days with no beer, so I kind of feel like that I've got control of the alcohol a little bit now. Do you know what I mean? And I kind of feel like I've kind of took back ownership of that, really.
Are you much of a drinker, Graham?
No. I wouldn't have any drink till ABR probably.
I have the odd tipple here and there, but it doesn't really agree with me now. I end up not sleeping properly, and if I have a pint and it sloshes around, then again, I've got a mate who comes down from Bristol, and sometimes we'll go in town, be up till 2 a.m, just drinking shorts, and I'm absolutely fine, But how about you, Matt? You're not much of a huge drinker, are you? Or
no, although weirdly, the youngest said, "Oh, you and Mum drink a lot." We're like, No, we don't, because we've got a history in our family of it. You know, my dad's not alive, and Karen's dad's not alive purely because of alcohol, and so we're kind of hypersensitive to it anyway. But so yeah, she was like, "Oh well, you know, how about you don't drink for a month?" I must admit, right now, facing redundancy and everything like that, it's actually fucking killing me. But you know, it's not like I'm addicted or woke up with the shakes or anything else like that. Just sometimes when you've had a really shitty day, it is nice to have a pint or rum. Actually, I quite like rum now. I love whiskey. You know, as you know,
I was going to say you're a bit of a connoisseur with whiskey, aren't you?
Yeah. It's the only thing I can really taste the notes on. So wine, I like wine. It doesn't do it, but with whiskey, I was able to distinguish the smells. You know, look at the tasting card and go, "Oh right, yeah, that's what I'm drinking. That's what I'm doing." But then again, I've tried over 250 whiskeys now. So
yeah, I can't remember where it was, but I think it might have been ABI when I was drinking something, and you said, "Oh, that's got vanilla in it," or something, and I was like, "Oh, I couldn't get any of that at all."
Yeah, it's the only drink I'm able to do with it. Yeah, I can't do it with any other drink, but with whiskey I can. And that's all types, Irish bourbon, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I do like a good whiskey. I like a good distillery tour. I've only done a couple, but
yeah. I mean, Ma was asking me there. I think he's asking me how much money do I think I've saved.
Good question.
I'd say since Christmas. Since Christmas, probably about 1,400 quid, 1,500 quid.
How much were you drinking?
I was a big drinker, mate. A big drinker.
Wow, yeah.
Big drinker. I'd like a normal night would probably be, and this is no lie now, and a normal night would probably be 4, 5, 6 cans of Guinness. That'd be a normal night. Normal. And then
that would kill me. Yeah.
And then when I go out places, and cause I don't get hangovers, so when I go out places, I could have 15 points, 16 points, 17 points, and still be up at 6 o'clock of the morning, fresh as a daisy. Not angry.
Hangovers absolutely kill me. Like, kill me now. I didn't used to get hangovers, but I hit about 27, 28, and that was it. And now, Christ, the thought of a hangover now is just like, no, please.
Yeah, look, I don't get them. I used to get them when I used to drink lager, but now I've swapped over. I drink ales now. It's very, very rarely I get them. Very rarely. But like I say, I could, like I say, when we went up to Scotland last year, that first Friday night, me and Jay was drinking from about 4 o'clock in the afternoon till probably midnight. Jay stopped drinking at about 10:30. I carried on. I took another 3 points up to bed with me, drank them, and then I was still up. I was in the shower at 10 to 6 in the morning, and Jay was like rubbing his eyes, going, I can't believe him up. But I just don't get it, and just don't get hangovers. But I suppose that was because of your body probably almost gets used to that amount of alcohol having in the system.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
and you just kind of get used to maybe waking up with a fuzzy head or whatever.
That's all right. That's better.
What did you do, Steve? Did you just kick him? Did you?
I don't know what happened. Don't know what happened there. But anyway, can't be good for you though.
There he is. Hello.
I don't know what happened.
What a bloody shame.
Amateurs. I pressed the wrong button.
It's just like a leprechaun popping in and out, isn't he?
Yeah. But yeah. It's just one of them. I just used to drink a lot, all the time. But yeah. Oh man. So right then, guys, we've literally been on an hour.
An hour, yep.
So yeah.
I'm getting up early. I'm going to Glencoe in the morning on the bike.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Envious. Bloody love Glencoe.
Take your drone up with me and get some footage as well.
Yeah, that's another thing I want to do with Steve. Is I want to go out on. There's a set of lanes and just practice riding with a drone and all that kind of stuff. That would be.
Oh yeah.
That'd be good fun. You chasing me with the drone and me trying to.
What drone you got, Matt?
No, it's Steve's drone.
Mine.
He's got the digital.
Oh, it's your drone.
It's really nice.
Oh, is it the new one you've just got? What
Yeah.
did you buy? You bought the
Flip.
The Flip. That's it.
Yeah. Friggin' hell, I love it, man. It's a new hobby within a hobby. Absolutely love it. I've flown it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say I'm flying it every day, but I haven't flown it for about a week. But before that, I was flying it every couple of days. You know, I'll say to Mrs. I'll get home. I'll say I'm going out for a quick fly, and it's fantastic. Great hobby.
There's a house. There's a ruined house near us that I want to get the drone over.
That's my house.
No, it's Belvedere. You know where Belvedere Park is, off Dorryard Road, down in the valley.
Yeah.
Down in the valley. There's a house down there which you can't get to, apart from through like what looks like a bit of a dodgy gate in a farm, and it's missing part of the roof. And I really want to urbex it, but at the same time, I think getting the drone down to actually have a look at it would be pretty cool.
I went down J.L. Thomas, the old meat factory, the other day and flew into the factory. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. But the good are they? You know what I mean? You can use them for all sorts. Like I say, it's like for us, then you know, when we go somewhere, like sometimes I've got the drone up, and you know, if we've done like a track, and this is it's blocked at the one end, you can fly the drone there first. Yeah, it is locked, so it's worth doing it, or we know we've got to come back. Do you know what I mean? And you could just put the drone down and do that. Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit off topic, but I got a video coming up. I can't remember what it is. It's one with saddlebags in it. We went to, I think it was bloody Dartmouth or something like that. And I was in the village, and somebody said, "Stop the dog!" This dog went pelting up the road, and they couldn't find it. So I sent the drone up, and I found it in the garden. And so I just said, "Oh, there it is. It's in the garden." And then, you know, they just went up and got it. Unfortunately, my batteries nearly ran out, and it flew back home. So I don't know if they actually got it in the end, but
But at least I know where it was and that it was okay. You know,
exactly.
Like that, do you know what I mean?
No, very cool.
But what then, guys? If you guys want to look through the side chat, I'm going to quickly try and run through it and say name everybody who's just come off. So we've had John Pell, Todge 29, John Gilbert, Real Riders Podcast, Paul Sparrow, Rev Bomb, Pecos Paul, Andy GSA Tractor, Robert, is that Hallas?
Yes.
Buster IDV Boyker,
Living Northover,
John Sinclair, Grumpy Boyker, Birchwood Boyker, Mark, and Mrs. I think that's supposed to be Ken Brooks, Lily North,
John McPhee, DHL.
Yeah, John McPhee.
Bimble.
Yeah, Bimble. Danny as well.
So
Back Row Tourist, Zog D.
Andy GSA.
Andy GSA Tractor. I think that is about everybody. Oh, Flat Cap Racer. And,
get on, Jerry. Legend.
And RTG and Mick Sheldon just jumped in. So yeah, but yeah, guys. And obviously, I want to thank Matt, Graham, and Stevie as well for jumping on. Really appreciate it, lads. Honestly,
good live, good subjects.
Yeah, I like I say, it's always good when we're all interested in something. Do you know what I mean? And I think that makes it makes the live flow a little bit better. But like I say, guys, you're always welcome on again. If you've got a free Wednesday and you want to come on, and you want to link onto the stream as well. If anybody else wants to jump on as well, just drop me a message, like I say, and we'll try and sort it out. But
thanks again for the support, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, mate.
Hold on, Mo. Did you say Mo or not? I don't know. Mo.
Yeah.
Up North Biker just jumped in as well. So anyway, right. So anyway, we're gonna end it there. But yeah, like I say, thank you to everybody in the side chat. Really appreciate the side chat, and thank you to the three lads who've been our dual stream tonight. So we've all been streaming tonight on our own channels from it. So thank you, and really, really appreciate it. And as usual, if you can all stay safe, keep your family safe, and especially Stevie, if you can all smile. You can smile now, mate. Good job. So you can smile now. I'll see you all later.
Time. Same old crap.
See you later.